Hello and welcome, fellow strategy gamers. You can call me Lucadim, and today in Crusader Kings III I'm going to show you how to become King of Ireland in just 8 years. Along the way, we're gonna create our own ruler, win wars of conquest, and reunite all of the Irish under one man. Most importantly, of course, making sure our future heir is not dumb as a bear. Now, it's helpful to make sure you're familiar with CK3's interface. Playing the tutorial and watching others play the game will go a long way to become in touch with its many layers of menus. The aim of this guide is to give you a basic framework to work upon. This game is very dynamic and all decisions made in this playthrough can and should change to suit your preferences or conditions that the game presents. Having that in mind, we're gonna start this campaign with the 867 start date in Ireland with the county of Thomond. But instead of playing with this lovely lad, we chose the option to create our own ruler. From this screen, there are many decisions you can make about your character, their religion, culture, name, sex, appearance. But for this video, the most important part is the traits and skills they will have. These, just like in an RPG game, will determine how good or bad your character is at doing things. These traits use a point system. We will keep it under the 400 so that we can have a challenging campaign and at the same time have the possibility of earning achievements if played on Ironman mode. Let's put his age at 15 years, so that some points can be saved from the education trait. For this little fella I chose wrathful, zealous and lazy, cause you know, it is much easier to relax when you are not worried about doing things. Now come the most important part of this character, which is adding the so-called congenital traits. They are called so because your children will have a chance of inheriting them when they are born. We will go for quick, hale and beautiful. This puts us a little bit over 400, so we can just reduce our learning. It's not like warriors need to know how to read books anyway. Now the only thing left for us is to choose a fitting name for our character and dynasty. So there you have it, Patrick McNamara, the future king of Ira. First, we should pick the decision to strengthen bloodline. This will give buffs for our dynasty members and to our children when they are born. As we are a tribal type of realm, we can recruit more men-at-arms regiments with only prestige. I will choose archers as it is very cost effective in terms of damage and stronger at some type of terrain, of which are plenty in the Emerald Isle. As Patrick here is 15 years old, we must choose an education trait, the Guardian. There are 4 levels of education traits, and the way the game calculates how good your education should be is complicated, to say the least. For simplicity's sake, in order, we must choose a Guardian who is someone you trust not to kill children, have one of these smart type of traits like genius, intelligent, quick and shrewd. If none are available, we can just choose someone with a high value in learning or the skill we want to have, in this case, martial. One of the features of being a tribal type of realm is the fact that you can raid, but that doesn't prevent you from being raided as well. As I was checking Mr. Desmond troops here, I noticed he is very willing to do some nasty things. We have a similar amount of troops, so let's raise them and meet him in battle. We just won by a small margin and he lost a lot of men, which should be the perfect opportunity to declare war. Let's disband all of our troops and increase our men-at-arms. Wait a few months for them to replenish. Declaring war only cost us 25 piety, so it is very cheap. Don't forget to always look at your enemy's number. In this case we are almost 2 to 1. There is a chance of your knights dying in battle. They can be your advisors, courtiers and family, so it is important to not put someone like your heir in the front lines, or really important to put your heir in the front line. The only thing left for us is to wait until our troops siege down his castle. He's gonna keep going back, but our numbers should be more than enough. After 1 year we have become of age and we got Misguided Warrior, which should be the worst education possible, but that is okay. Now that we can choose a lifestyle path instead of going martial, we're gonna pick learning and go for the restraint perk. This will unlock us the decision of going celibate, so that when we marry and produce an heir, we can stop producing children, so that our land will not be split when Patrick here dies. Our consular died during battle because we don't have a court physician. You can choose the decision to go after one, but that is costly. I prefer to employ one of the courtiers with a high value in learning. They will start not so good, but after forgetting knives in the bellies of some peasants, they will get the gist of it and starting receiving the traits related to that job. Now, it is good practice to end the war only after we sieged his capital, so that we can make more money from prisoners and occupying the barony, even if you already have 100% war score. If you are short on knights, you can also recruit them from prisoners you capture after battle, or ransom them for money. Once the land is ours, we should put the marshal to increase control of the county. Doesn't matter how developed or vast your army is if you don't receive its taxes and levies. We can already create the title of Duke of Munster. We'll do so, it is very cheap and will grant us more knights, men-at-arms slots and prestige to increase our army even more. Let's quickly declare war on the Count of Ormond, as he is very weak by now. Now, we already hold the entirety of Southern Ireland. To become king, we just need 4 more counties and 1 duchy title. Now we came to a little bit of a gameplay loop. We will look to declare war on our neighbors if we see that they have significantly less troops than us. Rinse and repeat. Our next target should be Leicester. You can't hold all the land you conquer for yourself. There is something called the main limit. The optimal thing to do is to give the land to someone of your family, or in this case I chose the person with the highest level of stewardship. The idea here is to spread out as much as possible, so to not grant a single character too much power. Ideally you should give only 1 barony per person. The next target on our list should be the county of Ossory. Now that we are close to the restraint perk, we can look for a suitable spouse. As we are not interested in alliances, we should focus on a character that has one of the congenital traits. I will pick Perrine as she have decent stats, like us a little bit, and have the quick trait. While declaring war on High Chieftain Mugron, I made a bit of a mistake. He bought some mercenaries and in the end had in total more troops than me. Fortunately, Patrick had some coins to spare, so don't be afraid to spend them on mercenaries when things go south, literally. After picking the restraint perk, we can go to the martial tree with the authority focus. This is to increase control in our counties faster. Now, this war is an example of one of the occasions where it is beneficial to end the war already. Instead of trying to take more prisoners or occupy more baronies, as the enemy's army is still very dangerous. To become King of Ireland, we just need 1 more county title. Athlone it is. After 8 years of sweat, tears and lots of sheep milk, Patrick can finally become High Chieftain of all the Irish folk, but he is not done yet. There are many places still left to liberate. And the new heir is born. We'll name him a very Irish name, Patrick. As soon as we became organized in a kingdom, the Pope is trying to meddle in all affairs, and I didn't even notice that we could have other spouses. Even though I am not interested in polygamy, I refuse. The idea of an Italian old man with a funny hat dictating what we proud Irish can do is uncool.
Dude, uncool.
Embracing celibacy will guarantee that our wife will not be impregnated with more children, from our side at least. That is to make succession easier so that everything we have will go to the next playable character. Having only one heir can be dangerous. The Middle Ages are not well known for being kind to the lives of young children. How many you want to have before picking the decision is up to you. Let's speed up the process a little bit, shall we? After taking the entirety of Ireland, the sky is the limit. You can go and try to form the Empire of Britain, reform Christianity, or maybe focus on developing your land into being the most advanced in the world. I want to thank everyone who made this far. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. And don't be afraid to comment any suggestion you may have. I am Lucadim and see you later. Obrigado e até mais!